Premed. Right now, today, this beautiful Thursday, January 2nd, we are going to talk about mistakes. So I'm gonna be talking about 5 mistakes, but they're not really gonna be mistakes, but I'll say five input or feedbacks that I'm giving to some premed out there listening to this, because I know some of you guys tend to do the same thing over and over again. I'm taking myself out of this, but because sometimes I say it and I just stop doing it. So I'll say it does not really involve me, because you guys are the problem. I'm not the problem. Just kidding. But yeah, so they're just gonna be five things that I wish I can tell to some pre-med that I've seen on Instagram. And I know it's just a small portion of like this whole pre-med thing, because there's like multiple people that don't even use Instagram. Like multiple people even afraid of using Instagram and putting their face out there, and they're pre-med. So it does not really apply to them. But maybe they might listen to this thinking about doing Instagram, and then it might be like, okay, cool, you know what? So I've seen this random guy on YouTube saying that to do that. Probably I will take this in account, because I see that it might be a problem. I might be the problem, because we don't want to be the problem. So first thing first, we're gonna stop making everything a contest. And I'm saying this because, well, it's just the nature of it. Because, you know, like some of us have like U award and stuff. I really don't know like why. Well, I do know why. You're studying for the MCAT. There's like so many things, like multiple things that you might actually use to study. But the way that I see studying for the MCAT is you have content review, right? And then you have, you know, I'll say active review. Nah, content review and practice question. There you go. So you have content review and practice question. But the thing that I see most people don't do is a lot of content review. For some people says that, you know what, don't do content review, because at the end of the day you already studied the subject, and therefore content review is useless. So it's just you're wasting your time. Might as well just do practice question, because they look much more like the simple test. But for me, it doesn't work like that. I'm one of those people. I'm sorry for saying I'm one of those people, because I know we are a lot out there. But I'm one of those people who actually need to understand what I'm studying, what I'm reading is about, in order to know what to choose, you know. But some people say it's irrelevant, you know, having a lot of content review. But I'm saying it's really not. So it's just a matter of knowing or understanding what it is you learn and how you can apply it. But yeah, so I'm gonna come back to make everything a contest. So I know some people are studying every day, so they have like multiple resources that they do use. But one thing that I've seen a lot of pre-med do is, when they're studying for the MCAT, is putting how well they do. I'm not, well, saying it like this is gonna make me look like I'm jealous, but trust me, I'm really not. Well, the thing that, well, how do I even frame it another way? Like, somebody will go on this thing called U Award, yeah, right, and they'll do practice questions, and then the day that they will really do well, which is not a bad thing, I think, right? Well, it's not if you're sharing every day and people can see a good and see a bad. One thing with me, I'm a big fan or a big advocate for transparency. So the day that they really do well, right, so they'll post on Instagram. So that's the only way that that's the only day that you'll find out. And there's another thing that I've also seen has a regular repetitive pattern. Well, I say regular repetitive, the same sentence. But so is, you know, like those pre-med try like to share your day journey, and I'm one of them, and they will tell you, hey, finally today is the day that I'm gonna take a practice test. Okay, cool, interesting. You have an audience, so we are waiting for you, right? Because I've seen you studying a lot, for hours and hours and hours, and we've seen all like beautiful highliners and stuff. So I really want to see how well you do, because hey, guess what? I'm waiting for you to. But why do you take the practice test and then you don't release your score? You don't tell us how well, maybe how bad you did. So what it is about? So why that? And one thing that I realized is, you know, some people don't really, some of them don't study, and that's actually the other point that I want to bring, is start studying, because some of them just are really into this. I want to be an influencer so bad, or I want to be a pre-med influencer. And I know a lot of you are gonna hate me for this. I'm sorry. If this thing ever get a lot of views and actually they start talking to me on Reddit, I really don't know how I'm gonna feel about that. Well, I'm not lying though. I'm really not lying. So I think some of you guys can actually see what I'm talking about. But like, some of them in this, like, I really want to be famous so bad that they jeopardized or don't actually do what it is they have to do, which is studying. And I get it, you know, like the fancy scribes and fancy everything, and you know, like the sponsorship and stuff. But at the end of the day, being a doctor is the goal. Those things are collateral, you know, things that will eventually happen if you also keep grinding, or you'll actually were thoughtful about what it is you're doing. Am I thinking about being a pre-med influencer or maybe a med influencer? I'll say yeah, could be, I guess, of course, yeah, because who wouldn't want those free scribes and stuff? But at the end of the day, not sometimes, I'll say at the end of the day, being a doctor is the goal. And I'm grateful for the small audience that I have right now, and the reason being is sometimes I'll do really well, and sometimes, I'm talking about views, sometimes I'll do really well and sometimes I'll do really bad. And when I have those bad days, so it's kind of like a reminder for myself, like, hey, you know what, this thing is not permanent. This thing should be a side thing and should never be the main thing in your life. So therefore, study. So yeah, I know it's a really bad reminder, probably a bad anchor that should remind me to study, but at the end of the day, I'm studying and I'm my best self every day, baby. So I don't know what you're talking about. I really don't know what you're talking about, but yeah, please study and try to make everything a context. I have 3 other points, and the third one is stop asking the same questions. So please don't tell me, stop asking if 504 for the MCAT is a good store, is a good score for you to apply, because I'm pretty sure like 25 people like already has the same question, and those are not yes and no answers. No, they're not, because there's like so many things that we got to take into account. So hey, do you have letters of recommendation? Do you even have clinical hours? And that's another thing too. I've seen like so many people without clinical hours, and then they'll say, oh, it's 504 is a good score. Well, it might be for you, because another thing about this whole MCAT thing is 504 might be a good score for you based on what it is you have and based on your school list and a bunch of other things that, you know, I'm not taking into account right now because I'm a pre-med now, and there is probably other things that I will find out when it will be time for me to apply that I will also need to take into account in order to know if 504 is a good score. Yeah, it might be for you, but please, if you actually can study and get more than a 504, probably get a 510. And I know it might be hard for some people because there's like multiple things that you have to do with as a pre-med and also as a human being. Sometimes, you know, like they just interpolate and boom, you're just lost. But please don't ask if 504 is, well, I don't want to be the guy that's telling you, please don't ask that specific question just because I don't want to hear about it, because who am I? But don't ask the same repetitive questions, because don't ask questions where, you know, multiple things need to be taken into account, and questions that you already know the answer. Please don't. There you go. That's what I was looking for. And stop the whole validating thing, you know, putting your whole damn score out there and your whole resume and stuff, and you know that, you know, if you start to, you have a pretty good chance of actually applying and getting, and stop like putting it on Reddit and making people feel bad. I should not be laughing about it, because yeah, sometimes you can tell. Sometimes you can tell that some people, they're just generally looking for validation, and they're like, okay, cool, you know what? I know. So I know my scores. I have a 4.0 GPA, and my MCAT is a 515, and I did this and this. So let me go on Reddit and actually let them know about it so that they can praise me. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. Because, well, the thing is, I don't really read Reddit that often. I used to have it on my phone, so I took it up because I'm like, no. But please, people, don't do that. There's like some people with really low self-esteem out there, and they'll take this thing personal. I'm not one of them, because I generally don't give a about it. Trust me. Because the thing that is very much more important for me is me studying and knowing that, hey, what I'm studying and how I'm studying is pretty well. So therefore, baby, don't give a damn about it. So I'm not one of those people. I'm sorry. But please don't do that. Take other people into account, because, you know, low self-esteem is actually a real thing. And some people really do have low self-esteem, and actually, you know, some of them, like, saying this might be the reason why they don't study. this specific date, because they're like, oh my god, I will never be like that. But you know, there's like multiple things you don't even know about this person that has those stats. And how do you even know that those stats are real? I'm not saying to be delusional or being heavily skeptical, but hey, maybe. And the fourth thing is stop glamorize the process. Just stop glamorize. I'm not gonna say stop glamorize everything. Well, for some people, me sharing my stuff is glamorizing, but the thing is, that's generally the way that I live, to be honest. Like, studying is a really big part of my life, and it's a part of my life that I generally enjoy, because I really want to do medicine, but I don't know anything about medicine. So therefore, like, me studying is actually me learning about medicine, which, you know, get me really excited sometimes. And the reason why I'm saying sometimes is just because, you know, it's not all pink every day. Because sometimes I'll be studying a deck for hours and I'm like, oh my god, I really want to get this thing done, so I really want to be done with this thing. But yeah, so studying is a really big part of my life, so I don't really think or really see me studying a lot as glamorizing. But some people might take it, you know, as glamorizing, but I'll say not really. But when it comes to stop glamorizing is you know, those scrubs really fancy and really expensive scrubs that you're generally not doing anything on them, right? Yeah, so like some people are gonna shadow. Well, there's another thing that I've seen a lot, shadowing. So shadowing is like who can get the next big doctor or the next big specialist to shadow and actually talk about it. Which, nothing wrong is if you're really considering the specialty, but if you're really not considering the specialty, so why the heck? Well, there is always stuff for you to learn, but why do you go and shadow this person knowing damn well that you're not considering the specialty, or you're not even interested, and there is no way for you to be interested about it because, you know, multiple other reasons, and you actually talk about it like you're interested about it? Why? People, why? But hey, because I'm the problem. But yeah, so please stop glamorizing like those fancy highlighters and the highlights and stuff, fancy notes, and you know, those fancy MCAT books and fancy flashcards, physical flashcards. And one thing that I will never be able to understand is why some people are using so many materials when it comes to studying for the MCAT. So right now I'm in the process of studying for the MCAT. I'm currently studying, and the thing that I'm only using is I use two question banks mostly that I got from Anki Web, yeah, and also Kaplan, and also some physical books that I got myself from thrifting. And if you don't believe me, there's literally the tags over there. See, I bought this book like for $5. Yeah, at the thrift store. And it's language of medicine, so it's pretty much terminology of different I'll say organ systems and stuff, and also tests. And you know, after reading this, I only read like 2 chapters, maybe more than 2 chapters in this book, and I feel really confident to, you know, tackle this. Not I was a scribe, you know, actually make better scribes. No, so that's one of the reasons why. Well, I'm not a scribe anymore. I really want to finish this and actually get the most out of it and study them, because it might be useful for the MCAT, or maybe even after the MCAT, actually shadowing some people and getting to know what they are talking about sometimes, because doctors, they speak a lot using this. I'm not saying the book specifically, but I'll say you know, like those medical terminology, abbreviation stuff, language. So yeah, that's what I'm studying it for. And then you have this biology book. I cover pretty much everything that I wanted to cover. So yeah, I really don't need fancy flashcards and, you know, this book and 12 book about biology, or maybe like 6 book about physics and stuff. Like, what if I don't even like physics that much. So I'm not kidding, I don't like physics that much. I enjoy it sometimes when I can understand, but hey, if I could get away with not learning it, I think I'll be fine, right? But no, for the thing that I'm really interested into, so I need some physics, so might as well just get comfortable with it. And yeah, so you don't need all this fancy material. I want to take this back because I don't really know what you need, but take that in account. Actually ask yourself if you really need it the next time you want to get this, fancy book. But one thing that I really believe in is, take your time to do content review, and that's one of the reasons why I'm not taking this MCAT anytime soon. I think I'm taking the MCAT probably like a year from now. So I'm studying right now, and I don't want to be like one of those people that has to study for it like for 3 months, because I know that wouldn't be me, because there's like so many things for you to cover and actually understand. So if you really want to do good, that's another thing that I believe in. Like, if you really want to do good for the MCAT, so you gotta be studying for it like really early, and be dedicated about you studying for it, and not just taking it as a passive thing and just worry about it for 3 months and then go take it. Because hey, why are you surprised when you get a 5 for 4, knowing that you have not been studying for it, or you've only been trying to actively study for it for 3 months, not knowing how you study well? There's some stuff that I just feel logical for me, but hey, don't just take it as something you need to consider, but it has not this general truth. And the last thing that I really want to say is be honest with yourself. I knew this guy. You know what? I knew this guy on Instagram, so I'm pretty sure some of you might know what I'm talking about, right? So this guy I don't think he took the MCAT back then, and on his thing was his whole specialty, what he wanted to pursue, which nothing wrong in it. It was one thing that my mom always told me. My mom told me when I was little, if you really want to be like this, I was a specific way. So better start learning this, because you can't be like this and not know how to do this. I don't want to say it how she actually told me, so that's kind of like a diluted version of what she told me, and it was in Creole too. So yeah. And yeah, so this guy had his whole specialty on his bio and stuff, and he was not even close to take the MCAT, and he took it down. He did took it down, because I think he actually took the MCAT and did really poorly. And did he disclose how much he did? I don't know. I don't think so, because that's not common occurrence when it comes to those people. So yeah, so he took it down. So please don't. Well, the future surgeon, please come on. So okay, cool. That's what you want to do. Cool. No problem. So how is your MCAT? How are you doing with that? Have you even chatted on a neurosurgeon? Do you know one personally? Nope. So please stop doing that. Just be honest with yourself. So, okay, cool. You want a person neurosurgery? I'm really happy for you, but there's like multiple things that involve you doing neurosurgery. So first thing I think is logical for you to do is try to shadow one. Try to get to know one personally. Try to get one, maybe 2 shifts with one. For me, there's a bare minimum, because I'm one of those people, if I really want to learn something, so I'm gonna actually get out of my comfort zone to actually go and learn this thing that I really want to learn. But for some people, it's just like, oh, you know what, I want to be this, and I'm just gonna put it, and I'm just gonna fake it till I make it. That's like another thing that I really hate. Fake it till you make it. Sometimes it does, it does work, but please, not all the time, not with medicine. And I really don't want people to actually use this in medicine. Like, fake it till you make it. What do you mean by fake it till you make it? You're not studying for the MCAT and then manifesting a 524, or acting like somebody who has a there's another thing too. So if you start acting like somebody who has a 520, is that 524 the highest? Also like 510, right? So you want to get a 510, so you start acting like somebody who has a 510. I think the fake it till you make it might actually be something that might be beneficial if you take a step back and you actually learn what those people did, and then you try to apply it for yourself. Well, some stuff will not be able to be applicable because of who you are and who you have around you and what all your resources are, but some stuff might be applicable, so we never really know. So that's one of the reasons why I'll say the fake it till you make it, man, not really all the way, but can be really useful. And that was pretty much it for this video, so I'm gonna stop talking now, and this thing is almost 20 minutes. That's crazy. I really wanted to do like a 6-minute thing, so I just been talking like for 20. So I'm gonna stop this thing right now, and thank you guys for watching, and that's pretty much it. I'm gonna stop talking now before you guys start hating me and putting me on Reddit, which I would like, because hey, I have an audience on Reddit. But I'm crap. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. Please don't start any controversy with me, because I'm really not into going and typing my name one day on Reddit and be like, oh my god, see what this guy said about. Yeah, they'll be like, oh, yeah, it's just a hater. Please don't do that, please. I'm begging you. Please don't put me on Reddit, please. Bye.